R.I.P. to the Ferox brothers. Well, 2 out of the 3. Let's talk. So I was sick the week episode 6 aired. Short answer, really liked it. I would have given it Mark of the Brotherhood. I liked it about as much as I liked episode 5. It definitely certified Ashur as the main character of the show, and we got to get back to the roots of Ashur. He is, if there was any doubt, he is a villain. He's a snake. He's shisty. He's Ashur. Episode 7. I do not at present remember the name of the episode. I will say right off the bat, this one was alright for me. I do have a couple criticisms I actually want to levy. Ashur's not been presented as intelligent in this show as he was in the original Spartacus series. However, I've been willing to chalk that up to the fact that Ashur is in a position that he was never in the Spartacus series. Ashur was the big man on campus when it came to scheming and being underhanded in the Ludus originally, because all of the people he was playing were like gladiators and low-level Romans, so they're not used to dealing with things in that way. Now that he's among the the other half, the elites of Rome, who all have had to do those kinds of things to get secure and retain their place in society, he's now realizing that in a room where everybody operates that way, that maybe he's not as clever as he thinks he is. But I did feel like there were things that were happening in this episode that Ashur falling for was just stupid. Like he assumed good favor with people he should not have assumed good favor with. It occurs to me that in these reviews, I've really just been breaking down what happens in the episode. I haven't really said anything about the show itself, really. And if I have, it's been like a minute after I've reviewed the actual events of the show. And I'm not really interested in recapping the episodes as much as that's what I've kind of fallen into the habit of doing. I really just want to talk about my feelings of the show and what I've been getting out of it. And I will say for week 7, this was among one of the weaker times I had. Not enough for me to call it bad. I watched this with people, so there's always an enjoyment factor there. Is that a bit of copium? It might be. I do like where we put Chorus this week, because Chorus, his reason for leaving Ashur in the last episode, he lost that. Operator, rest in peace, Operator. He died at the end of episode 6. And Chorus was in love with Operator, or at the very least had like new car smell with him and was like really into him. Operator was killed as a setup to make sure Chorus wouldn't leave. After having lost somebody that he very much cares about, he's grieving, he's getting drunk, he's violent, he's demanding answers, he's ready to fly off the hinge as soon as he sees somebody that he even thinks is responsible. It's a nice change of pace for this particular character. There's definitely going to be tension between Ashur and Proculus, because Ashur was supposed to get all of Operator's men, like his Ludus and all of that, but Operator didn't seal that in writing before he was killed, so all of Operator stuff goes up to auction. Proculus gets, he gets control of all of that because he has more money. Ashur is very poor. So Ashur hatches a scheme to try to remove him, kind of shifts the blame on who is responsible for Operator's death. Not that the Ferox brothers who are under Operator, not that the Ferox brothers who are under Proculus didn't do it, but Ashur's definitely being dishonest about the reason. So Chorus finally gets his chance at blood. He kills 2 of the 3. Kasudia, she's such a despicable villain. I really like watching her performance. At the beginning of this episode, she's all wailing and wiling because Operator's dead, and her husband kind of calls her out on it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm sure you miss him and other services that he can provide," and she's like, I don't get what you mean, and he doesn't even bother bringing it up. But as the viewer, Kasudia went to Operator at least once on screen, so probably implies that she does it semi-regularly. Go over there and get pleasured by his slaves and whatnot. And the husband's not dumb, he's hip to it. I do feel like the episode ended a little anticlimactically. I feel like the obvious next place is to actually deal with the fallout of Chorus killing the 2 Ferox brothers. So it's not like there's nowhere for the plot to go. It just felt like when it went off air and the credits started, it was I don't know, it was just a strange way that the episode went off. So in my made up ranking system, I would definitely give this a new recruit. It's a perfectly serviceable episode. Didn't do anything offensive, didn't do anything particularly interesting. Yeah, bring on the next episode. If you're one of the Ferox brothers, if you're the surviving Ferox brother, and you see one get impaled and the other get half his skull torn off, what do you do the next morning when you wake up? Like even surviving that, what do you do?